The modes of energy could not be any more different this morning or this afternoon, Lauren Jones. I'm over here dancing to our theme music, and I think you fell asleep during that intro.
No, I was listening to the waka waka waka. I was a little.
By the way, Lauren had no say in the music. She just inherited the theme music, which we just.
I did.
It's existed since January of 2020. So, shout out to Stormy and Gerald who let me go with that for her theme.
I like the little.
I think I made him specifically add that at one point. If I can go look at my Fiverr messages to the music producer.
Could I have a little turntable?
Yeah, I was like, I need like hip hop with instruments, and then I think it was missing that.
I like it. I need one more night of sleep, and then after only having 45 minutes of sleep the night before last, and then I'll be
I'm not judging you. Don't
fresh as a daisy.
I appreciate you wearing a zip up. Anyway, Lauren is. Ooh, is that a Rolling Stone shirt?
Of course it is. I love the Stones.
Oh, I love it. All right. Anyway, well, welcome, guys. Today is the first day of Q4. Get your sales hats on, get your marketing hats on, and go close some business.
Yesterday was the first day of Q4, if we're honest.
Well, I mean, you're still trying to close.
But today's the first day of October.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It's calendar year.
What do I?
For salespeople, it's calendar, like 10-1.
For salespeople. Well, for people who run a P&L.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's Monday.
Sorry. Is it a Monday? Okay. Well, I don't run a P&L. I leave that to you, thankfully. All right. Well, anyway, Lauren is ready for Q4. We got lots of conferences. We've already covered that in a few episodes ago. If you want Lauren to talk about AI at your conference, just reach out. I can actually do her talk for her now. I've watched it so many times.
This is true. You can probably do it. But last week was pretty. I did a 3-hour session last week.
You got Glide a demo in the session. I had a demo with Rod today with a client who's like, yeah, some lady was talking about AI at TempNet. I was like, oh, God.
Me.
Yeah,
it was me, and we were talking about a few different tools, and I of course I always make my, because software can never spell anything right. It's not Glide like you would normally spell it. It's GLYDE.
Probably the IDE was taken. Let's be honest.
Why do you think WERK and WYRK and WURK work?
We should totally start a staffing company called WERK and only hire Gen Zers, which was going to come up today in this podcast episode, by the way. So work. Or we could call it, and then we could have like that as our theme song if we could ask for rights. We can get the rights. Like she's got Fenty. She's making tons of money. It's all right.
She's good. She's all right.
Yeah, she's all set. So thank you, Rihanna, for giving us that song. Anyway. Yeah.
But TempNet was awesome. What a great group of people. I'd never spoken there before. Nashville, I could eat my way through Nashville, and every time I go, the mac and cheese and barbecue, the first night there,
staffing world.
I had a filet. I mean, and it was like melt in your mouth, delicious. And then I just
more reasons to come out on the East Coast, bud. That's all I gotta say.
The food is so good.
Besides for the fact that Allie is on the East Coast.
I know. And I was bumbling, but you guys.
Lauren had a mom meltdown yesterday.
I had a mom moment yesterday at our team call. And look, I always tell my team, live your emotions. I'm totally okay with that. Everybody has them. We shouldn't be ashamed of them. And I say that, and yet I don't think I've ever had a cry moment while I'm on a call with my team. And yesterday I just was a bumbling bucket of yuck.
You were tired.
I was tired and slept.
Okay. I showed her baby Mac. She was fine.
I know. And it made me so much. Then it made me more upset because I just wanted my baby back because I just left my baby.
Except you can't hold your baby because she's over 10 pounds.
She's 23. And so I just
I have a
lunatic watch her sleep.
3.5-month-old. Lauren has a 23-year-old and a 26.
She'll be 27 this month. But
there you go.
Yeah, anyway. It's hard. This is the hardest middle school, and
she's full empty nest, guys. This is what this is. Thank God she has 17 animals and Mr. Jones at home. I tried to convince my mom when I left after undergrad to get a dog, and she refused, and she's a bumbling mess still. So
I
have a higher degree of confidence that you're going to end up psychologically better off than my mother.
Yeah, the animals definitely help, and so it was really nice to be home on the farm every night. We sit out on the pond, and I was a little bit of a tired zombie, but we went out and sat on the pond and with all the animals.
Aw.
And it was kind of getting back in my routine. And then we FaceTime with Allie, so I was better. And
there you go.
good.
Stop using Allie's time. She's got to study. She needs to be top 5 after semester 1. We got one goal. One goal, Lauren. Got to be in the top percent.
Feeling good. She got 100 on her first quiz. So
there you go. There you go. Legal writing is the worst. That's all I have to say. All right, let's get to the show today.
Okay.
So guys, we got some news. We got the indicator. We got a lot of AI news. And then I think the positive news is that Lauren is one day away from being fully rested. So we'll just leave that there. So kicking off tomorrow, we got some webinar news. I think we talked about this yesterday. Tomorrow, Lauren and I are going to be on a webinar with Cloud Call to talk about the importance, the insights, and all the cool stuff you can get out of conversational data. So very excited for that.
Yep.
But
I got to say, people, the kind of the number one question I get asked when I'm talking about AI and we have the Q&A session is, where do I think like one of the most pivotal areas of AI is going to be? And I do, when you look at our world and what it is that we do every single day, what do we do every single day? We talk. Talk.
What do you and I do every day?
Yeah, that's what you and I do. But if you're a salesperson, you're talking to customers. If you're a recruiter, you're talking to candidates. If you're a candidate, you're talking to customers. Like, with an interview, it's talk. And so, AI can help us take all of those conversations and do something with all of that meaningful information. So I'm really excited about that.
All right. Then on Thursday, Lauren gets to talk about AI again with her friends over at Staffing Engine.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that webinar about? I just know there is one. I didn't actually look what it was about. I knew it was AI and I knew it was a webinar and I knew the day of the week. What are we talking about on that one, Lauren?
I don't know.
Never mind. I'm going to skip past it now.
AI.
You're my favorite. All right, we'll move past.
I don't know. I just say yes, Rob, and then I do the math later. I say yes, and I figure it out. I say yes, and I figure it out later.
All right. I shouldn't even ask you. I should have probably known that you had no idea.
I don't know. I just show up, and then they give me the topic, and I go. Okay.
Oh God, you're my favorite. All right. I'll send you all the research that I'm doing for the one tomorrow.
Okay, good.
All right. SIA Magazine had a pretty cool article that I liked.
Look at you with your paper.
I know.
I just got my AARP membership, and look at you.
I was showing Lauren, like being a new dad, I'm getting toy brochures. So like, here's Walmart's top toys for Christmas.
Okay, I just got my first edition of AARP.
In funnier news, I texted Lauren, or I sent Lauren a Slack today to motivate her to work out. And it said,
not because I don't work out. I walk 18,000 steps a day, people.
Yeah. Let me just tell you what this one said, though. Hold on. I got to go find it. We've been slacking. Morning motivation. I'm about to hit my 15,000 minutes worked out on Peloton, which doesn't include my weekly pickleball, by the way. So I told her, get on your bike or stretch. We know you have old ass fake hips. Direct line from me to Lauren at 8:05 a.m. Eastern.
But
this morning.
To be fair to me, I was 38 years old when I had bilateral hip surgery. So I got dealt a bad hand genetically, but
dealt a bad
totally
hip.
Right. Dealt some bad hips. Yeah.
Hips. All right. Most people have bad hips, by the way. It's just because we sit all goddamn day. All right. So this article was about sow demand is generating. Are you ready? And I think this is something that we actually. So I'm going to give you you go read it yourself. Just go find it. Not you.
I talked about it at gigs. So,
but the listener. So what I found fascinating is this something that we've been talking about, Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's sow-based work is outcome-based.
Yep.
Not just hiring a human to do something, which
correct.
I think is pretty cool. So like
the future of work, I'm telling you. You and I've said this for you. You and I have been saying this for 2-3 years, that the future of work is changing. The future of work is, here's my desired outcome, and here's the combination of skills I need to make that happen. And this is how much time I think it's going to take. And or looking to go to find someone that can gather that type of skill needed to get said outcome. And they tell you how much time it's going to take. So I absolutely believe the future of work is completely and totally skill-based and outcome-based. Period. End of story. Full stop.
Yep. So I really I've been reading through it, but I wanted to bring it up because we've been talking about this outcome based for at least 2 years, and I just I was like, oh hey, what do we know? What do we know?
What do we know? What do we know? We just do this for a living.
Do people pay us enough to know what we know?
I don't know, but I think if they really listened to us, we've had our crystal ball. Our crystal ball has been pretty accurate.
We're pretty accurate. I don't we don't need to toot our own horn. I should.
I mean, but
AI reporting we haven't we been telling people to get their data together since at least 2020? GYST, get your staffing software data together so you can report, get insights, use automation, use AI. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Anyway, I'm done. Enough of that. Whoop whoop for us. But we have been pretty accurate.
It's not a lie.
Yeah. All right. The other thing I've saw this week that I meant to talk to you about yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to, was this report that 6 in 10 businesses have recently let go of. 6 out of 10 businesses surveyed of 1,000 have let go of recent college graduates.
Do you know why? Because I heard this thing.
Well, yeah. So I have 3 articles pulled up, but I just found it amusing because we actually like Gen Z.
We love Gen Z. I think they're going to change the world. But guys, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And they're largely getting terminated or exited because they don't come prepared.
Well, I think so. Yeah, they don't come prepared. They don't show up on time.
It's kind of, I mean, I grew up with a military grandpa, right? He was in the Navy. And my mom used to say, if you're not 10 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. And
15 minutes early. Yeah, my mom too. So I live in Miami, Lauren. So if I get to a party, I am usually the only one there for at least an hour.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
No, because you do understand how this works, right? In Miami.
Late.
No. In Miami, everything's an hour late. This is an actual cultural thing. I don't want to get canceled. So it's we call it Cuban time. But my Argentinian friends, my Brazilian friends, my Colombian and Venezuelan friends, they all show up an hour late. It's not just Cuban time anymore. It is Miami time. And every party, we have friends who we go out all the time with, and we literally have to say American or Miami time to figure out when we should show up. So Gen Z just might be on Miami time.
Oh, look, they're young. I'm hoping that they're going to learn. But yeah, it's preparedness and timeliness. The 2 Z's getting the short, getting the pink slip these days. And those are 2. Here's the good news though. Gen Z is so talented. They're so creative. They're an entirely digital generation and they're quick learners. So they're going to figure this out. The other thing that I'm seeing, though, and I'm experiencing this full time, experiencing this in my own life because, I have, because of my children, because of their spouses or significant others. And the job market right now is, first of all, it's intense for new graduates. They're putting in hundreds of applications and many of them are receiving about a 10% response. And these are kids that I'm working with right now. They're getting about a 10, one of my daughter's significant other put in almost 100 applications and got maybe 10% were automated responses and then nothing else. And then maybe
that's better than nothing, isn't it?
An automated response that says we're going to get back to you and then they never get back to you. No, that's not what automation is for.
That's not what it's for. But
that's not what it's for, guys. It's to buy you a little bit of time, but inevitably you have to call that person back. That's not what automation is.
Or at least email them hey, sorry.
Acknowledgement. That's all these kids are looking for. But you've got new college grads who are putting all of these applications out there, and people aren't getting back to them. Employers ghosting on interviews is at an all-time high. We have a duty. We have a responsibility, particularly in our industry, to respond to these kids. Come on, man, we're better than that.
100% response rate to any applicant
should
be the norm.
Incoming candidate management. If you don't have a metric for that, if you don't have a metric for from the time they engaged with your brand to the time they're going through onboarding, and whether it's 7 to 10 days or 10 to 20 days, whatever that is, you need a metric for that. And if you don't have it, for shame.
Yeah. Now, what I found, there's the trolls on the comments of the article that I got on were hilarious.
Oh, please.
I have a bone to pick with the baby boomers. I play pickleball. I play pickleball every weekend for 2 hours with them.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they say something funny, I say, listen, millennials nor Gen Z actually gave a flying rat's ass about getting a trophy. You soft ass mother effers cared way more than I did. When I lose, I lost. You guys as a parents were like, my kid, da, 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 da. Like, it's your fault that these kids are soft. No offense, but hopefully you're offended and you change your outlook on Gen Z and millennials, because it was the boomers' fault, and I'm going to place 100% blame on them, because as a 10-year-old, I had no idea what the hell a trophy was for. So I want to go out on record and say the boomers, because they weren't the greatest generation. They had a good life in the 50s and 60s as they were growing up. They're the soft ones. I lived through 3 financial mother effers, and I know what losing is. So please clip this, record it, send it to everyone. I might clip it and post it on YouTube. Boomers are soft, not millennials or Gen Z.
You said it, not me.
My soapbox will go away.
Put it away, Rob. Put it in a box.
By the way, the 50s and 60s were great.
Put a shipping label on it. Ship it out.
The 50s and 60s were great. Y'all are soft. We're not. Think about it. Think about it historically.
Okay, millennial. Okay.
Historically speaking, I am correct. 50s and 60s, cakewalk. 69 on, pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
All right, I'm done. Okay, anyway. Okay. Actually, I want to go back on my soapbox. No, I'm kidding. All right. I'm going to clip that, Lauren, and post it on YouTube, by the way. All right, here we go. The indicator.
You're soft, boomers. You're soft.
They really are. All right, the indicator. The greatest generation, the people that survived the Depression, badass. Anyway, the indicator from Bullhorn and Staffing Industry Analyst. So week on week, again, positive across all 3 that they're tracking. So U.S. staffing is up 3.4, commercial staffing is up 3.7, and professional staffing is up 2. Last week it was down. So we're all on the positive week to week. Year to year, we're still down. U.S. staffing in general is down 7, commercial staffing is down 7, and professional is still down 12, which I found interesting because it was down 12 last week and they were on the negative on the week to week, but they're still down 12. So I'm bad at statistics. So anyway, a little bit better, still not great. How about that? Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, guys, we're putting a positive spin on what's been a pretty challenging year. So week over week, we have some positivity, but we're still down year over year. Everybody feels it. I think, it's this idea of survive to 25. I totally get it. People wanted more in 24, but you know what? We're just going to survive to 25. Okay, guys?
Yeah, we're definitely not doing more in 24. It's a good time to buy software, though, in case you want discounts. All right.
Great time to buy some stocks, too.
Yeah. Well, the market hit another all-time high yesterday, didn't it? My Nvidia is looking better and better.
I know. I try not to look at it every day, but it does make me happy. Never mind. I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about investment stuff. Okay. For future technology, Lauren, it's going to make me laugh. I have a podcast with them tomorrow. I don't know what it's about. Or I have a webinar with them. We have a webinar tomorrow about AI. Okay. It's
about conversational data insights with Cloud Call.
Yeah, conversational.
I'm going to go figure out what this is about while you tell us about Staffing Engine.
Okay, so excited. You know what? So I'm an advisor to Staffing Engine, as is Aaron Pittman, another one of our team members. And we become advisors when we get really excited about a technology, or we think that we can add some significant value. And Staffing Engine came out of the gate wanting to solve problems, particularly for Bullhorn customers. A couple of the problems that they had were, navigating candidates as they were coming to the website. So there's the Staffing Engine bot. There's the Lead Assist product, Leads Engine product that allows for a better lead
distribution to your team.
Yeah, lead distribution. So their Staffing Engine lead distribution and ensuring, because that's always been a problem too. So you get engagement on your site. How do you distribute that lead? How do you ensure that lead gets a timely response? That is often a hitch in the giddy up for staffing agencies. So incoming candidate management, Staffing Engine helps. Incoming lead distribution, Staffing Engine helps. And then they have a product called Engine Alerts. And imagine a Google alert for your ATS. Works like a little widget that sits on top of Bullhorn, and you could, essentially, if you were a sales rep and you wanted to watch an assignment come to fruition, so you wanted to see when a submittal happened, you want to see when a placement happens, or let's say you have like a gong, a gong procedure where every time you get a placement, kind of a gong goes off. There's a lot of agencies with that, or a bell, the bell ring for a placement. You could use Engine Alerts for that. It's a really great way.
Fan of Engine Alerts.
Yeah, a really great way to be a little bit more proactive when things are happening in the system. It almost looks like the notifications in your Facebook or your LinkedIn, right? Imagine a world where those can be like tasks, right? So there's task alert, all sorts of things that you can do with Engine Alert. So
I figured out why the webinar was missing. You're doing a webinar with the Missouri and Kansas Staffing Association.
Yeah, MKSSA. I could have told you that.
With Maddie on the impact of AI in the staffing landscape, how agencies are leveraging AI for productivity and goal achievement, and strategies for implementing AI in your agency.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But MKSSA, what a fantastic group.
You speak very highly of those guys.
Yeah, what a fantastic group. Jose is amazing. Laura with ISSA, that's the Illinois group. Those two groups are fantastic. I can't say enough nice things. And we're doing the webinar there.
And then you're also, you just got mentioned in a post for the 2024 Tech Serve Alliance Executive Summit out in Arizona. Yes. For doing only a 2-hour workshop on AI this time.
2-hour workshop. Yeah. Hey, right. I'm doing that. I'm going to do it.
All right. So check out staffingengine.ai if you want to learn about their lead management, staffing alerts. And really they can and then they have a chat bot, obviously, on their website, which routes things, but super helpful. And we love those guys because they are
we do.
Some of the best from their founder to Maddie and Jay and Josie. They're all really good people.
Awesome group and great innovation. So we're excited about Staffing Engine.
You ready to get on your soapbox for a second? Can you hear soapbox?
I saw this.
Actually, I think this is a good thing that he did. So we'll just take a deep breath here. Mm-hmm. So we've been talking about what's new in AI and automation, mostly in AI today. So we were talking about the California Safe Use of AI Act. It's California Bill 1047, passed the legislature of California, got to Governor Newsom's desk, and he vetoed it. Said it was it was flawed, but a good idea. So back to the drawing board. He said, something comes to his desk, he won't veto everything, but he wanted more, I think, structure around this. So,
what gets me about this guy, though? But let's go ahead and sign an executive order on parity. I mean, my God.
Okay. Finish your thought, and then we're moving on.
Governor Newsom. I don't like the guy. He's ruined California, but But
I don't know if he got this one wrong.
I don't know that he got this one wrong either. He's too busy being offended by Elon. So
yeah. Anyway, all good. Anyway, so yeah, I was trying not to get Lauren off the rail, but we did a good job.
I tried to reel myself in.
Totally fair. I'm super liberal, and I think California is kind of crazy sometimes. So that's why Lauren and I can get along on this. Mm-hmm. All right. Kylo, our friends over at Kylo. So we've been talking about Agent AI, right? I've been doing videos about it. We talked about it on this podcast. You have Agent Force, which every time I say it, I want the James Bond theme to play for you. And then you have Agent.ai from HubSpot, and then there are AI agents that are in HubSpot. Kylo, I love Raymond, so shout out to Raymond, released in their AI Assist product one of the Agent AI tools, and that I think also exists in Agent Force, but it's an automated company lookup. So if you are selling, or if you want to learn, if you're talking to a CEO of a company, if you're executive search, there's now in Kylo's AI Assist product, right in Bullhorn, there's a bot that'll do the company lookup for you and give you and return all of this research on the company you're about to talk to or about. So shout out to those guys. So again, the goal would be to tie agents, AGENTS, together. Not my blunder from my transcription blunder from the other week, which we won't reference, but tie them together to prospect. So like, let's say I'm booking a call for Lauren with the CEO of a company that we've been talking to at Leap, and I want to prep her. I send her the notes for the call, kind of what those priorities are for the CEO. But then I also send her an entire page research report that AI created for me so that she's better prepared for this call, which I do, by the way. I put them in our CRM so Lauren can go find those. They're often
love our CRM.
They're often in there, whether Lauren knows it or not. So
shout out to how hard you work at keeping it up to date, and I appreciate you for it.
Shout out to Raymond and the team over at Kylo, the dev team, my buddy Gordy, for building good product and keeping it relevant in Bullhorn. And then finally, my last one is, found this one fascinating. So since like 2011, Meta, which is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp now, has been using your posts and your images that you post to train LLMs. And they have like a really, really great product with Ray-Ban, these glasses that have a forward-facing camera. It's like, you really can't see it. It's just there. That lets you interact with the world, right? Like this kind of AR. By the way, they've been sold out at, like, I went to my Lens Crafters for an eyeglass appointment, and they've been sold out at the Lens Crafters in Fort Lauderdale for like months, they said.
I had breakfast with Aaron Grossman. He was wearing
we had him on?
At Executive Forum. He was wearing them.
Yeah, so popular, very cool. I think Zuck's onto something there. Our boy Mark Zucky. It's our boy now. I like that. And but it's just interesting because they don't know, they won't say whether or not the image is captured at all times by that forward-facing camera on the Ray-Bans is considered publicly available info and being able to use and train on an LLM. So maybe just a cautionary word about if you're wearing those. Again, super cool. Like, I think he's onto something. But
just this is where I'll give my mom's speech to everybody. Guys, we have so much technology out there. But it is no different than what we tell our kids with social media. If you put it out there into the world, it's there forever. And the same thing is with AI and open source. If you put it in there and it's not a closed source, it's there for the world. And the same thing with these things. Please, what was that Netflix thing that you and I loved on the Google, the fine print? Do you remember? We both watched it. Additional terms and conditions. It's a Netflix thing on all the fine print when you like click OK. You click OK.
Well, I'm married to a lawyer.
I know you're married to a lawyer. Read the terms and conditions. It's more important today than ever with how they're using and selling data. So make sure you do that. I try and do that with everything. So make sure you do that. Read the terms and conditions.
realize that all my stuff's going to end up in public, so I'm very cautious. Even though I put videos of myself out every
just
morning.
assume anything you do. I'm paranoid about Alexa in the home, right? Because she is listening.
She's nowhere near our bedrooms. She only lives in the front of the house and outside on the pool deck. And I don't, thank God there's not a camera in there. Like, I won't put a camera one out there because, you know, it's a pool deck. So, all right. Any good news you want to share, Lauren, or any AI news you want to share? What are you excited about?
What am I excited about?
You've been gallivanting.
Yeah, I've been gallivanting around. I'm excited for my pants to fit again because all I'm doing is eating.
Nothing to do with AI or automation.
Nothing to do with AI or automation. So that means I need to get back on my Peloton. No,
well,
I'm kidding.
I sent you motivation. I'm not going to shame you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
But we're not going to relive that Peloton ad.
Please don't.
Ryan Reynolds. So I told you he was the keynote at the HubSpot conference 2 weeks ago, and he brought it up, and he's like, I mean, we just had a lot of fun. We were able to put that together in like 6 hours from when that ad first aired to when we put the aviation gin ad out, which is just genius. So he got in contact with that woman, the actress, in 6 hours. They got it together in like a week to put that ad out, which is just insane. By the way, I am putting out a video a day that I am editing under 15 minutes every day. So when you see me posting every morning a video at 8:30 to 9, just know that was put together literally within 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
So, but then the point I'm going to make it is I can take that, transcribe it, and make 15 other pieces of content or more in under 20 minutes. So like all those old school ads, and it's kind of what Ryan Reynolds was saying, are just kind of like traditional advertising doesn't need to be complicated. You can do so much so quickly. So, and that was kind of what Ryan was saying, and a lot of the HubSpot inbound was about. So anyway, all right, guys, that's what we got. That's the show for you today. We appreciate you. We will catch you next week. We have some fantastic guests from Guerrilla Works who we're really excited to chat with. And yeah, you stay classy, San Diego.